Good morning, guys. This is a voice test. We'll be starting in around 5 minutes. Today's stream is going to be far more relaxed than usual. It is the weekend. After all, I'm going to be playing the weekend tunes. I'm going to be looking at some charts. Primarily going to be chart staring at Cardano. Finally giving us the move. But hey, before I go on any further, let me know in the live chat whether you guys can hear me a-okay. We'll be starting very soon.
Do you recall not long ago we would walk on the sidewalk, innocent? Remember, all we did was scared from each other, but the night was warm. We were born young. All around, the wind blows. We would only hold on to let go. Blow a kiss, fire a gun. We need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun. We need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss. Fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire gun, oh, we need somebody to lean on. What will we do when we get old? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side, standing strong as the waves roll over? And the nights are long, longing for you to come home.
Alright, so we will be starting soon. Let me know if the music's too loud, too soft. I do want to adjust that before we begin. Oh, guys, huge Raven showed up. This guy's like pitch black. Looks a bit aggressive. These guys fascinate me. I picture myself on horseback with a raven on my shoulder, with a huge sword and a crossbow. Not the bow stuff, a proper crossbow. It's Quoth from it's Quoth from Name of the Wind. I actually did not read that book. I have no intention of reading it. F that guy. He's frustrated Krisha so much. She's been waiting for him to finish the third book for what, 10 years? Ooh. Okay, I need a second to adjust something. Alright, just give me another 10 seconds, guys. I'll be back.
Used to think I had it alright. How I lived was how I should. I never took the time to lay my heart on the line.
Alright, let's get this started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I'm back. I welcome you back to the Mango Grow for your daily live stream. We are approaching the weekend. It is the weekend for many or most of the people on the east side of the world. And hey, what a spectacular week it has been thus far. Hoping all of you guys had a great week and hoping you guys have a amazing weekend to follow as well. I'll likely be doing a stream tomorrow as well to make up for the missed streams this week. Krisha was really trying to get me to not do a stream today because I'm not fully recovered just yet. I'm more like 90%, but I'm feeling really good. Okay, I can't I'm feeling a bit congested still. I can't speak with the same flow. I have to take breaks to breathe, but I want to hang out with you guys today. It's the weekend. I want to sit back with you guys. You know, I can't have any alcohol today, of course. I mean, actually, alcohol is supposed to be good for when you're sick, but I'm just not feeling it. But we can enjoy some tunes today, look at the charts, and pretty much just look at Cardano because it did give us a move that we've been waiting a very long time for. And we'll go ahead and take a look at a few opportunities, but mostly today's stream is going to be us just hanging out with each other. So for those of you who are here to look at too many shitcoins and look for calls, etc., you maybe wanna just find a different channel, a different video. perhaps come again on Monday, because yeah, there's not much to. I mean, there's probably a lot of opportunity in the markets, but it's going to be talking about the assets that we have been in thus far, and mostly Cardano, EOS, by the way. And I owe the EOS trade to you guys. Okay, one of you pointed it out a couple of weeks ago. It took a few weeks to play out, but holy shit, this one has been a massive win as well. So Chainlink doing well. That's one of the other trades that we are in. BNB, of course. Don't have as big of a position in BNB, but Chainlink, Cardano, EOS, those are nice ones. Rune as well, we'll go ahead and take a look at today. But yeah, for the most part, Cardano today. Cardano, there's a lot of interesting things going on in Cardano. Things are playing out according to a thesis I had in mind. So I'd like to see if I get more confirmation on that. I have been getting more confirmation as the trade unfolds, so I'm liking that. I did add to my Cardano position last night, by the way, so we can talk about that too. But before I go any further, let's go on over to the live chat. All right, let's see who we have over here. And I see a lot of fire emojis by New Akash Uniforms. He says, Ada, fire, fire. Yes, we will be checking out Cardano. He also has a picture of a McDonald's burger with some fire, fire. I haven't had McDonald's in maybe 1 year. That'd be a refreshing taste. Who else do we have over here? You guys can see it's like I'm still not 100%. So let's start with a sip of my drink. Alright, I'm going to scroll up to the top of the live chat just to make sure that I don't miss anybody. And who do we have over here? Rick Bolin saying sup right back at you, man. Saeed, hey man, how's it going? Avi is in here and he got in early today. Good to see you in here, Avi. Mork is here. Mork, glad to have you. And Old Man as well. The two Mango Knights moderating the chat, keeping everything in check. Massive thank you to both of you. And by the way, I do have some good news for all of you seedlings. Old Man has officially joined us as a seedling. He did sign up last night. I'm really glad to have him join us, join the seed fam. We will be introducing him to the private Discord seed group this weekend. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun to have him in here, man. Really glad to have you join us, man. Really glad to have you join us. He's already cracked open the modules and he's enjoying them. How are you liking them so far? And how far have you gotten? Let me know in the chat. I'll try to find your response. But who else do we have in here? Tudor Logo says sound is great. Thank you for letting me know. I'm trying to catch as many comments. It's always morning here. Says yes, he knows well. It's always morning at the Mango Grove, regardless of what time you are in, regardless of what time I'm in as well, right? Time zone. It's always morning at Mango. It's always morning. The sun is always shining. Mark Gore says, good morning, generals. That's a Mango Seedling reference right there. 2:39 in the morning over here in Saigon. Okay, awesome. You're in Saigon? That's awesome, man. My best friend's from there. We're just playing Catan this morning. Hi ma'am. Hi ma'am. Hey man. What the hell? Hi ma'am, he says. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please tell me BNB or LTC, which is the best coin right now? There's no best coin, man. Because I sold all my BNB to buy LTC. Looks like you're trading out of emotions and you're looking for calls. That's not what we do over here at Mango, man. That's not what we do. Right time for a live session in India, says Vibe. Hey, good to hear that. Good to hear that. Isn't it what time is it over there? Confused. Mock says, oh no, Rick says, Mock, what's your YouTube avatar pick from? That's the reference, eh? Name of the Wind. I always wondered, dude, your profile picture, So essentially what I meant was that's what Mock was answering to, because while I was browsing through the chat, I noticed him mention quote from Name of the Wind, and I thought he was referencing something I said. But yeah, I always recognize. I'm like, where's that from? Where's that from? That looks so familiar. But yeah, the author is not gonna ever finish the third book. Eh? It's supposed to be a trilogy. I don't think it's ever gonna be complete. Who else do we have in here? Siddharth, how's it going, Siddharth? Ken Kasaji, how are you, man? Good to see you in here. And Amira is in here as well. She says, "Hope are you a girl or are you a guy?" I don't mean to just assume that you are a female. That does sound like a female name to me though. She says, hope you're feeling better. I am feeling much better. Not 100% GRC yet, but I'm getting there. I'll be 100% by this weekend on Monday for sure. Let's see, who else do we have in here before we start? Just going through the chat because I haven't spoken to many of you guys in a while. Why the F are you using? Okay. Yeah, I do. If you guys think I'm using a fake accent, I would use an accent that sounds more like Krisha, right? Why would I want to sound like this? Just think about that. Everyone wants to sound like Krisha. Sam, you're good. Sam, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? Good to see you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. There was a comment I did want to start with, but I can't find it right now. I'm going through the chat and I just simply can't find it. Wolfie's in here too. Oh man, we got the regulars. Someone asks, what's the secret to the mango positivity? Essentially, how are we always so positive? And I do want to talk about that a little bit. You can be positive, right? Once you understand, you can be positive all the time. Once you just fully understand that there's always opportunity in this market. Okay, that realization, everyone can say that, but to fully live it is a completely different story. Okay, so let's break that down. Let's start with this rant this weekend. Okay, this rant is going to be really important for a lot of you guys who are developing as traders, because one of the things I'm noticing a lot of people face right now, okay, especially in this bull market, you guys are losing money because of FOMO. You guys agree? You guys are buying either one, over leveraging, and then getting liquidated. Your accounts are getting hit really hard when these breakouts come back down and liquidate your accounts, because over leverage does that, right? You over position yourselves because of your emotions. The second thing you guys are doing is buying into resistance when you shouldn't be doing that, right? We talk about that over here at Mango all the time. You buy closer to support and you sell at resistance if you're playing that kind of game. But you don't want to be taking your trades until that resistance is broken. Path to least resistance. You don't want to be buying at resistance. So two things that are affecting you: emotions, right? That cause you to over position, over leverage. And then again, emotions that cause you to buy into resistance because you're FOMOing into the trade. All of these things really stem from the idea that this trade that you're staring at, this trade that you're looking at, is the one and only trade, and there will be no other trade ever to come after that. Okay? And that sounds so ridiculous when you say that, right? It sounds so ridiculous, but that's exactly what all of you are feeling. Because you guys haven't fully embraced the idea that there's opportunity in the market, abundance of opportunity forever, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, okay? You may miss out on trade after trade, right? Watching everybody else make money, right? But you got to keep telling yourself that, hey, everybody's making money. I'm happy for everyone. I'm happy everyone's doing well. I'm happy that I still have all my ammo, because there will be more opportunity that will come very soon, and I will be in one of those opportunities. All you need to focus on is making sure that you don't just throw out your ammo and uselessly waste it on the market, your capital, right? You can't waste it on the market buying into resistance, over leveraging, losing that ammo, doing stupid shit when there's so much opportunity, right? You just need to catch one of the opportunities. There's so much. Could be to the upside, it could be towards the downside, it could be sideways action. There's always a way to make money out of the market because there's unlimited opportunity. Understand that deep down. That will stop you from doing stupid shit by leaving a trade too early, right? How many of you left the Cardano trade at around $1, $1.10 when Mango was getting in, and jumped into Ethereum when Ethereum barely had any move left, right? Or BNB for that matter, right? How many of you forgot about Ethereum and jumped to Cardano at the top? right? When we were exiting Cardano, exiting other trades and getting into Ethereum, right? So that kind of emotion is coming because of the feeling of missing out. But you can't really miss out anything, guys, when there's opportunity everywhere. You just got to have enough capital in your hands to take advantage of that opportunity. And if you keep telling yourself that every morning, every night, you'll stop doing stupid shit, right? You'll be like, nope, I just need to have capital, and then I'll catch one of these trains. And these trains will go and go and go and go. You'll watch everyone else make money around you, right? Sometimes waiting. And it's that discipline, right, that you have in yourself that will let you catch one of those wins as well. And that realization, knowing that as long as I stay patient, as long as I stay positive, I will catch one of these. But if I get negative and I start chasing things and I start being toxic with my own account, I will lose all my ammo. Don't lose your ammo. Okay. So I'm sorry for that massive rant. So let's think about these things. Cardano, I likely was drawn to Cardano as a trade way back when we started this bull market because of you guys. Okay, people ask me about Cardano. I'm like, hey man, this is looking really good. Oh, I'm not sure whether it was you guys or Krisha, but the chart looked really good at 22 cents, and we took that win. Now EOS, very similar situation, right? I'm not sure, I don't remember who it was exactly, but somebody mentioned EOS to me, and I looked at the chart. I'm like, hey man, I haven't looked at the chart in a really long time. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look. Nobody's talking about EOS. I looked at the chart and I'm like, damn, this looks really good, right? And I remember mentioning it to Krisha. Krisha has had some bad experiences with EOS, kind of like my experiences with Litecoin. So she dismissed it, but I'm like, nah, this is looking really good. And another private group that I'm into, a group of friends, people are dismissive about EOS, but the charts are giving us a story, and we had to be a little bit patient. But look at that win right now. Look at that win. We'll go ahead and take a look at the chart very soon. So I was on the flip side of this, by the way, today, or not today, a couple of days ago with ETC. When Krisha did a video on ETC, I was sick, and I asked her, hey, so what daily video did you do today? And she mentioned ETC looking amazing, right? Let me just go ahead and show you guys. ETC was looking amazing, and she found it through the dashboard, and I was dismissive of it. I'm like, really, ETC? And look at what it did, right? It just kept going and going and going, and I think it moved from around $55 all the way to $130. So really good win over there too. I think on the weekly, if you look at ETC's win on the weekly time frame, gave you the signal all around 123 days ago, and the returns are 1,800%. That's ridiculous. My point with this is that there's opportunity that people are not looking at while they're FOMOing into opportunity that everyone's looking at, and that opportunity is done, right? Similarly with Cardano. So by the way, for those of you who are using the dashboard, a lot of people don't know this. You can just highlight coins like this with the star, and then you can filter through your favorites by just clicking on show favorites, right? And then it will show you only your favorite coins over here. Similarly with your alerts, you can set an alert for a coin and then filter through only the coins that you have alerts on and then untick them. So these are the seamless features that we implemented that took us a lot of time to actually implement, but it makes the dashboard so snappy and easy to use, right? You don't need to go through, and you can set alerts, by the way, per time frame. So for the 4-hour, Ethereum will have a different alert. For the daily, Ethereum will have a different alert. For the 2-day, etc. So today's live stream started off with everything but TA, right? But you guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are realizing now how important everything else is, right? Many of you are. And those of you who have like pulled it together and said, you know what, I'm going to keep at this, I'm going to learn, right? You guys are still here. Many who kept asking for targets, and they got hurt by the market. We all get hurt by the market. Okay, I got hurt by the market too. Out of those people, the people who did not want to learn, they're gone. They aren't here anymore. The people who want to learn, who got hurt, are still here, and they're learning with us. So just a matter of time, man. We all get hurt by the market. All right, there were a few super chats. David Ross says EGLD, VChain, ADA, One Band, and Moon. Okay, for those $2, I'm gonna analyze all those coins for you. But we will cover Cardano for sure. We'll look at VChain, either way, and I'll do one of those for you, man. Maybe EGLD, because I think you did ask about that one as well. All right, who else is in here? Andrew's in here. How's it going, Andrew? Siddharth is in here. How's it going, buddy? Hey, dude, can you look at XRP? Yeah, we'll take a quick look at XRP. Amira says, Amira does confirm that she is a female. Good to know that I've not been embarrassing myself. Ollie's in here. How's it going? Ollie, you playing Catan with us later, man? CEO, CEO, thank you for the super chat, by the way. He says, hey, can you use the dashboard for buying and holding rather than traditional trading? So what do you mean by traditional trading, and what do you mean by buy and holding? When you're buying, okay, listen, everything in life is a trade. Understand that, okay? All of you understand that everything in life is a trade. When you choose one profession over another, that's a trade. When you choose to go and study civil engineering or computer science, you've made a trade-off over there, right? There's always a trade in everything. When you are buying, you're trading in your USD, okay? And you are taking whatever asset. So that is a trade. What people confuse trading, or what they think trading is how long you're trading, right? Like doing that nonsense day trading. I don't want to call it nonsense day trading. That's really wrong, because every now and then I engage in that behavior too, but I don't recommend it, especially for new traders. Okay, intraday trading, right? We're trading the lower time frames, especially in crypto. 5-minute time frames are so stupid. I don't recommend that at all. I've never done that. I never will. People think that that's trading, and anything longer than a day is not trading. No, you're always trading. Everything in life, get that in your head. Okay, investment is a trade too. So with that being said, to answer your question, over here at Mango, 90% of our trades are on the higher time frames, where we are holding them for long periods of times. That's what we use the dashboard for. We use the lower time frames. For example, let me go ahead and show you something that we did with an XRP trade. We do that with a lot of our trades, right? We'll find on the dashboard, for example, what's trending on the higher time frames. Okay, we'll find an opportunity on the higher time frame. Okay, like let's say we find Dogecoin. Okay, then we'll dig down to the lower time frames, and then do trend analysis on the lower time frames to find, okay, we'll look for either a neutral trend or a short trend on the low time frames to find a pullback on the high time frames to be able to get in on the trend for the longer, bigger win, right? Or vice versa. So essentially, you use the high time frames to find something that's trending, and then you use the lower time frames to be like, this is pulling back right now. For example, ETC right now, right? We know that it's trending higher on the high time frames. It's trending up on the high time frames, but on the lower time frame, we can see that, hey, ETC is pulling back. So now I can go on over to the charts, right? I can go and see, hey, what's ETC doing? That's interesting. UTC, or USDT, and I know, oh, it's pulled back. Do I want to get in on this? Is this pullback enough for me, right? So I'll go and dig in. Then like that, you can find opportunities to get in on the bigger, longer trends, right? That's what we did with Cardano as well, right? Going back to the dashboard over here. Cardano has been, the thing is, you gotta be patient with these trades though. Okay, remember, we got into Cardano at around 30 cents, 22 cents, 30 cents, and then we got out at one period, right? When we hit that Bitcoin resistance, very similar to what we did with Ethereum. Ethereum broke down its Bitcoin level. Cardano hit a Bitcoin resistance level. I'm like, guys, I'm not feeling too comfy with Cardano over here. To me, this is resistance. Kusha is looking for a little bit extra, which did come, but I wanted to get out of the trade personally. And I got out. It ended up by fluke being the top. Remember, we never try to time tops. Every now and then, by fluke, right? We'll always say it's a fluke. It's always luck that we time the tops. We got out pretty much at the top over there, and now pulled back while everybody else was ignoring it. We found that, hey, on the high time frames, Cardano, right? Let's go and let's type Cardano over here. AJA 4-day was 4-day still neutral, but was a weekly long. Okay, so 4-day and the weekly went into neutral time frame, neutral trends all the way like 17 days ago. So Cardano has been consolidating on the higher time frames, but then it starts switching on the 2-day to long, on the daily to long, on the 12-hour to long, and then 4-hour to long as well 2 days ago. So this was again the same situation, right? But again, you're doing it vice versa, right? Where trend is pulling back on the higher time frames, right? Because let's go back to Cardano here. ADA, BTC, USDT actually. You can look at the BTC pairing next. And you can see we had Cardano trend, pulled back, okay, and started ranging on the high time frames. On the higher time frames, it went into consolidation, and that's what the dashboard was saying. But now to look for the next leg up, right? This, remember, the guys, this is the weekly time frame. This was freaking 12 weeks of just sideways action, consolidating on the high time frames. Okay, can you see the chart by the way, or is it too small? Let me just go. That's better. Consolidating on the high time frames, okay, but now you're looking for the low time frames to kick in and break the consolidation, right? So that's what we're looking for when this happens on a massive trend that is now pulling back on the higher time frames and going sideways. You want the lower time frames to step in, turn the trend towards the upside, and then make the high time frames go towards the upside as well. With ETC, on the other hand, you're looking for the opposite. If you're looking to enter the trade, I'm not. Let's go to ETC. ETC is trending on the higher time frames, right? Picking strong on the higher time frames. It's not going sideways, but you're looking for the lower time frames to pull back, which you're seeing on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, and have the trend continuation. So this is a more aggressive play, as opposed to Cardano is a more longer term play, and you're looking for the win over a long period of time. Does that make sense to you guys? I know it's hard for me to explain these concepts quickly on stream. But I'm trying, especially today, because I'm still not 100%. I again went off on a massive rant over there, but I think that's more useful to you guys than me just answering the question to the point. John Cortez, thank you for the super chat. He says, can you chart out BTT realistic upside target and downside target? So realistically, upside targets at Mango is that we'd never know. Right? We play the trend. We want things to keep going, and we'll always play for that to happen. Unless we see a massive resistance. So I'll take a look at BTT, and in case I forget really quickly, I'll look at it right now. So BTT, USDT, I guess. Wow. Okay, so the big entry on BTT was over here around 4 weeks ago, as soon as it broke this high. Is this the only exchange it's being traded on, or is there anything else? Is there anything else with more price history? You guys are gonna have to help me out over here. Maybe KuCoin? No. It looks like it's only Binance, eh? Maybe Huobi? No. So it's pretty much just Binance. So let's just go back to Binance. Has more volume. So you had the breakout over here. Probably got an entry on the lower time frames. Yep, look at that. This was actually a really good looking chart. If you think about it, weekly resistance played through on the lower time frames, the mid time frames relative to the weekly time frames. Resistance. This is another example, guys, of how a trend develops, right? You want the lower time frames to come in and break the higher time frame resistance levels. That causes a cascading effect on the higher time frames trending as well, right? So remember, Cardano, same thing. Higher time frames, one trending, mid time frames, lower time frames stepped in, and they're going to now hopefully start making the higher time frames trend. Got the break, impulsive move, consolidation again onto the lower time frames. Now again, if you break down the daily into the lower time frames, go into the 1 hour, the 4 hour, you're going to see that this had a pullback, either downtrend or neutral trend on the lower time frames, right? And then trend continuation. So what is this looking like on the daily? Impulsive move, pullback, right? Impulsive move, pullback. But this pullback over here, by the way, is a downtrend on the daily time frame. Over here, it's not a downtrend on the daily time frame. So over here, you have your first pullback being a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame, right? So that's why you go to the dashboard or whatever you want, whatever indicator you guys want to use, and look for the downtrend on the low time frame and be like, huh, okay, cool. This might be a pullback on the lower time frames relative to the daily to give me an entry. So you have an impulsive move, and the first impulsive move, by the way, guys, usually probability will have a shallow pullback, which will essentially be a downtrend on the lower time frames. The second pullback may break the higher time frames into an uptrend, right? So by the time we reached here, the higher time frames are an uptrend, which is why the mid time frames now go into the downtrend, right? So now you have the daily going into a downtrend, giving you an entry, and now you're looking for trend continuation. So what I'd be looking for personally is, so we by the way, we had the pullback over here. Let me just remove everything, redraw that horizontal. So look at this, by the way, we had the pullback downtrend, but that downtrend is now broken. With this move, that daily downtrend is now broken, right? So we want now this daily break of the downtrend to cascade into an uptrend and take out the weekly resistance again, which is now at this level right over here, right? So you want the daily downtrend to turn into an uptrend and break this level over here at 0.015007 Satoshi, and then I'd be looking for the next leg up. In terms of realistic targets, man, I don't have any realistic targets for you, apologies, because the way we play it is it could keep going and going and going and going. Once a resistance level is hit, we'll have that. Kusha does have a really nice technique of finding levels, right, which she does share in her daily videos. By the way, to all the seedlings out there, Krisha will I'm not sure whether she's gonna do it or not, but this is what I'm gonna ask her to do. It was her idea. It's her idea, but I'm just gonna reinforce it. I don't take credit for it. But she'll essentially post the targets that she comes up with in the seed setups, okay? But I don't want you guys. The reason I was a little bit hesitant for that on that was because I don't want you guys to be trading that as though they were calls, because remember, nothing we do are calls. They're probability plays, and it's always if this then that. So just be careful. It's just that because yeah, I'll dive into that a little bit deeper later. Alright, we haven't done Cardano yet, man. We're talking about everything but Cardano, and today's analysis was supposed to be only Cardano, and we're 40 minutes into the stream and we haven't freaking done Cardano. So let's go back to the live chat before we start on Cardano. I'm just going to go to the live chat and see if anyone has any questions. Yup, she'll grow up the mango way. Oh, you guys talk about Wolvie's new baby. Yeah, so one of the seedlings had a new kid, and teach your kid the mango philosophy, Wolvie. Teach your kid the mango philosophy. It's the best way, man. Wolvie right, upbringing right away. Sean's lessons. Wait, did I miss conversation I should be aware of? Wolvie says, Wouter holding a baby right now. How's the fresh dad doing? Ollie, lots of seed members. Yeah, a lot of seed members in here today. Old man, father, the author will most likely never finish the third book of my favorite series. Ah, yeah. Old man, father. It's funny. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with him, man. Like, why couldn't he just freaking finish? Okay, this is the way I see it. And guys, this is a little bit off topic. once you commit to something, right? No, okay, it's not that way. It's not. It's so. How do I put this? Once an author commits to a trilogy, okay, and his readers have read 2 of the 3 books, he is now obligated to deliver on that 3rd book, because all his readers have dedicated so much time into reading 80% of the story, 70% of the story, call it what you will, and you can't just leave them hanging, okay, because they have dedicated their time to you, okay, and you owe that to them, okay. That is an obligation you have regardless. So that's just my view, and that's why I don't like that author. I will not read his books, period. All right, yeah, we'll take a look at link, because I am in that trade. All right, so Cardano. Honestly, there's not much to talk about in terms of Cardano. We've been waiting for a very, very long time for this trade to break towards the upside. We had a thesis that this move over here towards the downside was a liquidation hunt, right? That was going to be broken. Essentially, let's go ahead and talk about that invalidation point. If we closed a candle underneath $1.04, right? If we close a weekly candle underneath that level, that was when we get out of the trade for sure, because both would have been invalidated, the lower low in terms of a wick basis as well as a candle closing basis. To me, as long as we're holding this level, I was going to be in the trade and I'd be accumulating a position around this zone on the Bitcoin pairing. But we'll take a look at that soon. So we had to wait a long period of time, and we had a little bit of a scare over here. Fortunately, Cardano had a nice pickup and it closed well. A lot of assets actually had a scare over there, but Cardano had a better close in my opinion. That daily can close on that day that it dumped was really good. Okay, so then we went ahead and did this the next week, confirming that that was pretty much a liquidation candle that preceded it right over here, because we had this candle with no follow through from the bears whatsoever. In fact, we went ahead and did the opposite, right? That was bullish to me. That was really bullish. Not bullish enough, right? But bullish nonetheless. Why? Because think about the psychology. We took out the wick lows, which should have had follow through if this was bearish, but instead of having follow through towards the downside, we ended up having a candle close towards the upside. So what I would have been looking for invalidation towards the downside, I in fact got as confirmation for upside move on the upside, right? We got the candle close right above $1.31, which we've been looking for to happen over weeks and weeks, because almost had it over here, didn't happen. Almost had it over here, didn't happen. Had to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks before it happened. Okay, got that, and look at that. The next week, got a beautiful retest of that level. That was everybody's chance to re-enter if they lost a position. Now, diving down to the daily time frame. Yesterday, we actually had a retest of the $1.50 level, but we'll look into that on the lower time frames. We broke out of the range, guys. This is a beautiful, beautiful picture of how a trend is developing. That's what I'm looking for, okay? Very, very similar to a chart that a lot of people have been looking at recently. And we were looking at that chart when everybody else was ignoring that chart, right? We'll go ahead and take a look at that one very, very soon. But yeah, so this is by the way, this is the candle I was talking about. Oops. I love the song, by the way. This was the daily candle I was talking about that made me bullish on Cardano. That was the buyback, right? But bought back the entire, that is a example of what a liquidity hunt could look like. Comes down, takes out major lows, right? But you don't see the candle close underneath. Instead, you see it all being bought back up and closing like that. That was bullish, but wasn't enough for me. What I wanted was the weekly candle, as in, like, I was still in the position, but what I meant was, like, when do I get aggressive on this position? I was looking for 2 things. I told you guys what I was looking for. Let me just remove these drawings. I was looking for the daily candle, the weekly candle close, of course, which we got. But on the Bitcoin bearing, I was looking for this wick to get filled up, right? This wick over here. I was looking for that wick to get filled, right? I kept saying that throughout this week, right? Yeah, it was this week. I took 3 days. So essentially Sunday and Monday, right? So part of last week and this week. Kept talking about how, hey, Cardano's looking good, but I want to see this week, right? This weekly candle, I want to see this get filled up. And it did get filled up. We got that fill. Not only that, as soon as we took out the high, we went and hit our resistance level. everything's looking amazing. Okay, everything's looking amazing. But I want to show you guys what I'm thinking Cardano could do. Okay, firstly, let's go back to the other USDT chart. This is looking awfully similar to when we were looking at Ethereum at this level, at this zone. Remember this bull flag? Weeks of consolidation where everybody called Ethereum a stable coin. And then what did we do? Broke up and kept going. Right? Everybody was out of the trade. And Cardano, looking very similar in terms of psychology. Bull flag, broke up. Nobody's in the trade anymore. Not as much as they were before, right? Cardano was so hyped. And now, not as much. Similar to Ethereum. Ethereum was doing the same thing. Was super hyped, and then in this zone over here, everybody gets wrecked, even though we come down to support. Do you guys remember this move over here? It happened live on live stream, by the way, and we talked about how, regardless of what the Bitcoin pairing is doing, Ethereum looks fantastic on the USD pairing. Look how gorgeous that is. Oops. Ethereum has never lost its mango dynamic on the weekly time frame. Okay, FYI. Okay, beautiful. I think something very similar may happen with ADA. Okay, ADA USDT. Bull flag, breaking towards the upside. Okay, let's look at ADA on the weekly time frame. Same freaking thing on the dynamic, right? Every test of the freaking dynamic has been accumulation for those people who want to be patient and take the longer term hodling trades where you have to do very little and get big wins. So if you accumulated around $1, which was where the dynamic was essentially telling you to accumulate, what was your win? Let's go back to ADA USD. I apologize for being all over the place here. I'm just trying to use the undo function too much. If you accumulated around $1, right? That's already a 60% win, guys. But everyone's chasing trades on other assets when they shouldn't be. Not doing it the Mango way. And what ends up happening? They have losses. And so being patient, like Mango, and getting wins. It takes some time, yes. But you will be rewarded for it. Okay? So right over here. It's looking very similar to Ethereum on its USD pairing. Okay, I'm going to show you guys one more time. Looking at the structure. Boom. I'm looking for something similar. Boom. Okay. Okay. So that's ADA USD looking a lot like ETH in terms of like market psychology. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to have the same percent move, all right? But let's just go ahead and for argument's sake, say calculate how much has Ethereum moved since its breakout from the weekly level, and that's around 72% from the horizontal, but from the weekly candle, that's a good 50%. Oh, sorry, around 60 to 70%. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is check out ADA BTC and compare it to ETH BTC. Are we seeing similarities over there? So what did Cardano do in terms of market psychology? Well, had a massive move up, broke down, consolidated on the Bitcoin pairing weekly. Remember what we were looking for, the first big sign for Cardano. And again, this is how you guys can, by the way, structure your trades over the long period of time as opposed to letting the emotions get to you in the short period of time. Remember what we were talking about over and over again. The Cardano Bitcoin pairing. We were looking for this weekly zone to clear. That's when we would get bullish, right? That's when we get extra bullish and add to our trade. Where did we get that zone from? This area over here. Cardano did that. We got the break. We got the high taken out too. But I wanted a little bit more confirmation. I wanted this wick to fill up. Well, the market was looking for the same things too, Krish. I was about to say Krisha. The markets were looking at the same things too, guys. We broke up, retested it, filled up the wick, and saw continuation immediately to our resistance level. Now, I am going to postulate that this resistance level is not going to be as much resistance as I would usually think. Could be wrong on that, and I'm not going to get too aggressive, right? But I'm going to say that we are going to blow past this resistance level in the week to come. And this is why. Just through the market psychology of what Ethereum has done thus far, and Cardano being very similar, let's go and look at Ethereum BTC. Okay, remember, what's the pattern for Cardano? Went up, broke down, consolidated for weeks. Let's look at BTC. What did BTC do? Let's get a clean chart. What did BTC do? Broke up, broke down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. of consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of consolidation. Broke up. Same structure, guys. We're looking for the same thing on Ethereum. Remember when we got into the ETH trade over here? Same freaking trade. That's what I started realizing. Cardano, damn, this is developing the same way we took our ETH trade. When we were rebuilding our Ethereum trade, what were we looking for? The zone, remember? Right? For those of you who have been following every single day, you guys remember what happens after. Goes up, hits the resistance level, and blows right through it. Right? What was the move ever since it broke from here? Another 44%. Interesting. Could Cardano do something very, very similar? Right? Can we break past this? Can we close this weekly candle above this zone over here? If it does do that, it's going to look even more similar to what Ethereum has done thus far. And I'll be looking for these highs over here at 3,200 Satoshi to be taken out as well. And for Cardano to have, well, let's say a 45% move, similar move against Bitcoin. So be around 4,000 Satoshi, right? So if it does 4,000 Satoshi on the Bitcoin pairing, and let's say it does around 50% on the USD pairing from there, because we're assuming Bitcoin does relatively well in the same period, that'd be $2.50, somewhere around there. Does it make sense, guys? Oh, by the way, check out the That's So Mango t-shirt. There's green over here, so the green screen is picking it up. Ooh. Ah, there's green on the freaking mango. The leaves. Oh, by the way, there's 200 of you over here and only 70 likes. Do you guys dislike the video that much? If you guys dislike the stream, please go ahead and hit the dislike button. Do something. Do something, guys. He has some mental health issues, eh? That's interesting. Really? Okay, like that's a different story, but at the same time, still think you get some help to finish, man, the story. Buy and hold rather than margin trading, it says SEO, if that makes sense. So if you're, again, using margin, by the way, I'm trying to explain this to you with in the most compressed way as possible. What I can tell you is that most people in the crypto space use margin wrong. They use margin to increase risk. The ability to use margin should never ever influence your risk, right? Your trade should be, because you can use margin. You can use margin to have a buy and hold trade, right? Just because you want to be deferring your counterparty risk, right? Or to be more efficient with your capital. There's so much you can do with margin. Use it as a tool to actually protect yourself, as opposed to using it as a tool to increase your risk. And I've done that multiple times, right? It just gives me more availability to assets with the capital that I do have. Sometimes I don't have capital that is stuck in the banks and it's in transit. You can use margin that way to, use it as a proper tool, guys. Use it as a proper tool. And this is something that we do teach the seedlings, how to use margin. The entire leverage trading module in the Mango C program, most people who go into that module, they go in with a little bit of hesitance and they say, I don't want to use leverage because I think it's risky. Once they're done that module, they're like, holy shit, Sean, you opened my eyes. I didn't realize you could use leverage like that, right? So that's how we treat leverage. We use it to reduce stress and make our trades more risk-free. Not risk-free, stress-free. The risk is always predetermined before we pick the tool we're using. That's really important. The risk is predetermined before you pick the tool that you're using, and that's all margin is, guys. It's a tool. Okay. So when you're building a chair, for example, when you're building a table, when you're building a rocket ship, whatever, you first determine the risk, right? You pre-allocate the risk, and then you decide what tools you're using. You don't let the tools decide your risk for you, ever. That's why I'm not a big fan of that stupid 5x slider leverage thingy. It makes no sense to me. It allows people to trade in a very, very unprofessional is the right word, but it builds bad habits. It allows new traders to build bad habits before they really know what they're doing. Will like the video if we give a battle cry like Xena Warrior Princess. I used to watch Xena Warrior Princess as a kid so much. Like, it used to play back to back with Hercules. I'm not sure whether it was the same for you, but I think I used to try to get her battle cry as a kid. Oh, how did it go again? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it on live stream. I'll try after the stream. I'll try after the stream. Wasn't she the same one who played the wife in Spartacus? I think she was. That was a good show. And then the crossovers when Hercules and Xena used to show up in the same show. Oh, those are great. My childhood right there, man. Yes, give merch now. Ooh, I've been working on the merch store. I'll show you guys. I'll try to show you guys a. So essentially, right, what I realized that YouTube allows me to pick, to make it easy. YouTube makes it easier for me to do the merch, and so does one of the streaming softwares that I can use. So it won't be as difficult. And they do all of it, right? The shipping and everything. So, but the only issue I have, man, is the quality of the t-shirts that go out. So Krisha made these for me, right? So she picked good quality t-shirts, and I'm not sure whether YouTube is gonna pick good quality material for you guys. I don't want you guys wearing cheap shit. Loanis Stavrakula says, could you stop working already if you would like to? I stopped working a long time ago. Most Bitcoiners don't need to work anymore. But I don't mean to imply that you need to be a Bitcoiner to not work. By the way, I didn't need to work around maybe Bitcoin 10,000 ish, right? 10,000, 11,000 ish, and I had you could do it through trading any crypto asset. I mean, doesn't need to be crypto again. Doesn't need to be crypto right now. Most of the opportunity in the world is in crypto. That's why, and that doesn't need to be true forever, by the way. Don't ever get married to the crypto space either. I tell you guys not to get married to a coin. I need to also start saying don't get married to the crypto space, right? We need to be able to move to the next opportunity as a community together. We'll all move to the next opportunity wherever that is. Right now it's the crypto space. In the future might be something else, right? You need, think about it. Most of the big smart hedge fund traders, at the very least, who are not too conservative, are moving to the crypto space because that's where the opportunity is, man. There's barely any opportunity. I just bit my freaking gum. There's barely any opportunity in the traditional space relative to the opportunity in the crypto space. Like, this is changing people's lives, guys. I already answered your question, Raghav. Stop spamming. I will ban you. You missed it. You missed the answer. Poof041 says, hi Sean, just wanted to thank you for the streams. It's been really eye-opening. Hey man, you're really welcome, and I really appreciate that comment and the appreciation. A lot of people are here just looking for calls and targets, etc., and I try not to do that. So for the few of you, right, maybe out of like 100 people, there'll be like maybe 5 or 10 people who really appreciate the rants and appreciate the real aspects of trading. No, it wasn't shalalala. It was just a. There was no sh to it. It was like, I'm not gonna do it on stream and embarrass myself, but you're tempting me to. Is it Ada time? Yes, it is. It does seem like it, man. Do you guys want me to talk to you guys about the trade I took yesterday? I added to my order position just yesterday. I pretty much got the wick. I got in somewhere around here. Well, it wasn't me really, it was Krisha executing the trade for me, because again I was recovering and I'm like, Krisha, just buy, blindly buy. There's no thinking about this one. Too easy to manage the risk on this one, right? Too easy to manage the risk on this trade. And essentially I got in somewhere around here, $1.51, $1.52ish. And it was really easy. Why? Because if you think about it, right, let's look at this daily candle. This happened literally a few hours, around 5 hours before the daily candle could close, and you guys hear the raven. Anyways, this daily candle, if you think about it, we went all the way, all day. We were living somewhere around $1.65. I think we hit $1.70 at one point, and looked really good. And right before the day could close, now it prints all the way down to here. Now I want you guys to envision this candle. Okay, essentially came all the way down to here to retest the highs, these highs over here, and retest the structure that we just broke out of. Okay, to me that was a good enough retest. Why? Because if you think about it, if we did close back underneath the next morning, which was only a few hours later, I could just exit that portion of the trade, right? It would be a failed breakout. Okay, and then we'd go back into a consolidation. It was really easy to manage because you get to add to your position at a good level, because that was part of the plan anyways, add on strength, and you get out if things don't go your way. Because remember guys, you need to be okay taking a loss. You're always going to lose, right? It's about having a clear invalidation point and position sizing properly. It coming down that far allowed me to get even a nice thick position. So I told Krisha, just buy, don't think about it, market buy, blah 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 blah, boom 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 boom, done. And what happens right after? You can see a lot of the other market participants thought similarly. Let me go ahead and remove the horizontal. Boom, wicked up, boom, put in a new high, came down, higher low. Now I'm looking for this to continue, and the invalidation point on that portion of the trade is going to be a breakdown into underneath $1.48. So again, entry around $1.51, $1.52, invalidation underneath $1.48, $1.47. Does that make sense? You gotta be quick in those kind of situations. Seize the opportunity, but you need to plan it ahead of time, right? You can't just let your emotions control you and add to a position that is already over positioned. Don't do that. I've done that and it's hurt me in the past. GC says, Sean, can you look at XLM? I will take a look at XLM in a bit. I want to take a look at Link too. Before, I think Saeed asked for Link too, so I do want to cover Link before. Catherine Bone says, Dobro be below 2K U 2025. I don't know what I just said. I just read it out. I don't speak that language. I'm not sure what language that is, Catherine. Ionis Savrakle says, so right now you just that's actually a really good that's actually a really good question. So essentially he's asking, right now you don't really need to trade anymore, why do you do it, blah blah blah, like do you just enjoy teaching people, and blah blah blah. So that's a really good question, because what does do you I think people confuse retirement with just not doing anything, period, right? Just not doing anything, period, and just lying on the beach all day and sipping on margaritas. That's not my definition of retirement. And if you, it sounds really appealing to begin with, but you're gonna drive yourself crazy, especially if you're the kind of person that got to the stage in your life. How do I put this? Retirement is more so about doing what you love and doing what you enjoy at your pleasure, okay? So when you have no obligation to do something, you end up doing things that you really want to. For example, today Krish had to really try to get me to not come on here and do the stream with you guys, even though usually I would. Thank you for the super chat, Veda. Okay. Just remind me to get back to your super chats if I do forget. If I do forget to later, guys, because I don't want to break my train of thought over here. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, when you don't have to work anymore, you will end up gravitating, and you will end up finding the things that you thought you would enjoy, or rather you wouldn't enjoy, and now you do enjoy, or things that you thought you would enjoy, you realize, you know what, I really don't like this anymore. You just gravitate towards doing what you really want to do and what you really enjoy. Personally, something I always knew about myself was I really loved teaching. Ever since my bachelor's, I've been teaching. Through my master's, I was teaching. Even when I was working in the corporate world as a product manager, as a software developer, I was always doing presentations and teaching people, right? Teaching was always my first love. Let me go ahead and change the song. What the hell is it? I'm not sure how it showed up on my playlist. Oh, okay, no, I know the song. So going back to your question, man. Let me pull up the chart again. You'll notice that again, there's so many content creators, especially Bitcoin content creators, if you think about it, that don't need to create content at all, right? I'm pretty sure most Bitcoiners don't need to work, quote and unquote. Think about Max Kaiser and Stacy. Those guys have been creating content for years now, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have to do anything for freaking ever since Bitcoin was at maybe $1,000, right? But they have been doing what they love to do, right? I'm pretty sure those guys are billionaires if you really think about multi-billionaires. But I don't know. You never really know, right? But the point is, again, you end up doing what you love to do, and what I really love to do is come out here and whatever I learn every morning. By the way, another thing that may seem crazy to you guys. Every morning I wake up and I study for 2 hours minimum. Every freaking morning, okay? Every morning. Now, of course, when I'm on vacation, etc., I don't do that, but I'm talking about on a daily basis. 85% to 9% of my life is that. I don't need to do that anymore, right? People think, why would you do that? You're out of school. You don't need to do anything, blah, 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 blah. Why would you go through that? Because I love to do it. I found that that's what makes me happy and fulfills me as a person the most. And because that is something I do, I try to spread that to you guys as well, right? That's what my Mango community is all about. Constant learning, constant growth, constant fertility. That's what the mango tree represents. So yeah. Once you do achieve retirement status, you'll realize that you'll be doing things that you thought you wouldn't do. Like, the idea of coming here live on stream was daunting to me just 2 years ago. But today, I yearned for it. Today, I wanted to come out and hang out with you guys. It's so weird. Check the super chat, says Siddharth Menta. Yeah, let me go ahead and check the super chat. Thank you, by the way. Okay, yeah, should I sell ADA now and buy back $1.52? No, we don't give those kind of calls, man. We okay, personally we don't trade that way to begin with. We don't trade that way, so I can't ever tell you buy here, sell here. I don't know what your portfolio is like, what kind of position size you have, where you bought to begin with, right? I don't know anything. That's not enough information. I can't answer that for you, man. I appreciate the super chat, but there's no way I can answer that. Apologies. I can tell you guys what I'm doing with my positions, right? And I'll tell you guys what I did. Let's go ahead and talk about what I did. Essentially, I built my position, majority of my position, on the ADA Bitcoin pairing in this zone over here. And then when we broke over the weekly level over here, right? And then we were waiting before we add any more, because I initially wanted to add aggressively over here in this area, right? But I didn't add as aggressively as I wanted. I then waited for this wick to get filled up. We did that. You can add to your position more once that's fulfilled. And then I added yesterday when we got the pullback, but I added based on the USD pairing, and that was over here. Rewind the video and you guys will know my thesis for the Cardano trade and how I am playing it very similar to how Ethereum played out. Hey Nigel, how's it going, man? He says good morning, good morning, good morning. Sean, caught you guys on this one. Glad to have you join us on the stream, buddy. Shell says looking to add ADA too, where will be good. Thank you. I told you guys essentially what I did, man, so you guys can decipher an answer for you. Jayesh, how's it been, man? It's been so long. How are you, man? How are you? Yeah, I've been doing the streams a little bit earlier in the days, and the people in UK, Netherlands, Norway, etc. have been struggling to catch the streams. Apologies for that. I'll try to like spread them out throughout the day, throughout the week. Surya says, will you move to a country with no tax for crypto, such as Singapore or Dubai? Maybe, but I've been putting a lot of thought into this, and I want to be close to my family, most importantly. So really depends on it. It's a hard decision. That's how taxation gets you, you know, because you're rooted directly or indirectly. So yeah. So there's different options, right? St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Kitts, Singapore, Dubai, and those may not remain options forever, right? They could change their policies, so you got to take that into consideration as well. Honestly, if it comes down, it really depends on what my family wants to do, because ultimately everything I did do was to be able to spend more time with my loved ones and my family, right? That is my priority, and I make a lot of sacrifices to be able to be as close as possible to my family, because I've lived that life where I'm on the other side of the world and my dad passed away, or rather I don't want to get into that, but it was painful. It was a painful realization to dawn upon me, where I was like, you know what, I'm chasing a thick bank account, and then I'll just end up being old with no one and no memories around me, no memories that I had with my loved ones. So I don't want to make those kind of mistakes. I'd rather pay taxation if it means me being closer to my family. But if I have the option to have both, of course I'll take that. Exactly. Exactly, Wolfie. I should read out what he said. He said, what's a bit of tax to be able to visit your family on a weekend, right? Or what's a bit of tax to be away from Krisha's family? I'm kidding. I'm joking. Lindika Zonda says, you are passionate and great teachers. So much love you have poured into the course. I'm lucky to be part of the seedlings. Hey, that is so sweet of you to say. I'm really glad that you're enjoying the course thus far. Really glad. I'm looking forward to you being more active in the seed chat. You've been asking great questions, but I want to see you ask more questions in the private seed chat. Speaking of Krisha, she's gonna join the chat soon and ask me to stop the stream, so I should probably ending the stream very soon. I don't know if Singapore is gonna hold true to those policies forever, man. I was very close to moving to Singapore. Oh, VeChain. Yes, VeChain. I'm a bit tired, guys. Are you sure you want my VeChain analysis? Last we checked. Oh, nice breakout over here. It's a daily time frame. The breakout was here, guys, not there. This is daily, so you got to take that into consideration. Right there. This was a good trade. Really good trade. Happened yesterday. Good breakout, good confirmation above, retested the level, symmetrical triangle, broke the consolidation trend. This is the squeeze formation that we were talking about a few days ago, right? Looking good. Yep. So now you're looking for this to start having an uptrend on the daily and the 12-hour, right? So right now the consolidation phase is broken, right? We had a squeeze. It wasn't an uptrend, it was more from a neutral consolidation. Pretty sure the dashboard was saying that too. With the Ichimoku. Yeah. Yeah, dynamic has flipped green again. Daily, consolidate around the dynamic, consolidation. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly was so bullish this entire time, so just had a pullback. If you look at the weekly, this thing hasn't really done much other than just have a pullback. On the daily time frame, you want this to close above 411 Satoshi. If it does, you're looking for high low, a retest around there, and then looking for our next target around 453 Satoshi. Once it breaks that level, we'll be looking for new highs. Oh, Ajesh, you haven't been feeling... Yes, you did PM me about it, man. Man, when you messaged me in regards to that, Ajesh, I remember thinking that's such a coincidence because I started feeling really unwell just around the same time you messaged me about that, and then got worse for me too. So we were both sick around the same period. I wonder if you gave it to me, man. It's all your fault. Stan, how's it going, Stan? How are you, buddy? He says, entered VeChain once Mango dashboard turned long on the 4-hour and 12-hour. Hey, man, good stuff, good stuff. Using that dashboard well, I see. Let's go check it out. I have it open. I do. I don't think you guys can see it yet, right? There we go. This is the 4-hour. Oh wow, VeChain switched long gave you it lined up. It gave you a really good call on the 4-hour that lined up with the daily candle close as well. That's a kind of confirmation and confluence you want to look for. So the Bitcoin pairing as well as the USD pairing, 4 hours apart from each other around a day ago. So it gave you basically a front run on this trade. 12-hour flip long 20 hours ago and 8 hours ago. Okay, really like that on the Bitcoin pairing, lined up with the daily candle close, and the daily is still neutral. So exactly, right, essentially what the analysis was, right? That's essentially what my analysis was today, essentially telling you that, hey, we now have broken out of the consolidation phase on the daily time frame. We're going to go into an uptrend. Basically the uptrend on low time frames broke the consolidation on the daily time frame. Now we want the daily to switch long, right? So you can go ahead and set an alert for that. You guys can see that I do have an alert set for that over here already. I want to set an alert for the Bitcoin pairing though, so I'll turn this off. Should I keep that? No. Should I? Anyways, the 2 days should still be okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Good, I'm at home, so happy. Yeah, man. You did mention that in the seed chat when you did arrive back home. How's your family? Loving you back home. XLM and Link. All right, let's take a look at XLM and Link. Well, if you mention it, I have to. I'm a bit tired, so I don't want to look at both. But we'll take a look at. Let's look at Chainlink. Actually, let's look at XLM because I haven't looked at that one in a while. We looked at Chainlink just a couple of days ago. XLM looking good. This is going to be an important weekly candle close for XLM right over here. We do close around here. 60 cents will be. Let's look at the whole next chart. Yeah, that's going to be a really important weekly candle close. We're looking at all-time highs after that. I don't think this level is going to prove to be too much resistance. We've talked about this. I think this level is more important, and we are right at it at the moment. Right at it. So this candle close over here is likely going to push it above. But we want to break this zone between 57 to 64. Alright guys, I'm going to be wrapping up right now. Ubina, you showed up towards the end of the stream. I see your chat on the stream software, but are you over here on the live chat as well? Let me go ahead and... I just covered VeChain, man. I just covered VeChain. How... Literally spent like 10 minutes on VeChain. Alright, I'm done, guys. Can barely keep my eyes open anymore. These lights are freaking way too strong. I am likely gonna... I'm not sure if you guys can still hear me. I think you guys still can. Let me know. Yeah, I just turned off the lights. It's getting a bit much for me. Cheers guys, really appreciate you guys joining. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to hit the like. It helps the algorithm, blah blah blah. Also helps Krisha. She keeps a track of all of that in terms of analytics. So Sean, stop streaming if you're starting to feel unwell. Yeah, yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Appreciate you looking out. Really appreciate you looking out. Amazing as always. Says I can't pronounce your name. D4RS Darshan. That's how you. That's what you are trying to. Rest up, bro. Yeah, thank you, bud. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Likely, I'll try to do a stream. Hopefully, I won't take a turn for the worse. I don't think I will. But if I do, I'll have to hide it from Krisha because she's gonna have that "I told you so" moment. Let's turn up the music a little bit. Perfect song. "86 minutes to talk." She caught me, guys. Oh, God. Yeah, I gotta run. Kevin says Cardano is a nice looking empty box without any usage yet. Cardano's pumping to hype and strong. Most cryptos are just that, man. Who cares? Just enjoy the ride.
I never took the time to lay my heart on the line.
Alright, she actually gave me only an hour to do the stream. I was trying to negotiate an hour and 30 minutes. So I think she's letting me get away with that extra half an hour. Or she would have been in here by now. Like actually physically in this room. No Sean or anything over here. Don't worry, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Alright guys, let's go ahead and call it quits here now. My name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and old man, we'll be getting you into the private seat chat this weekend. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a blast to have you with us. Until tomorrow's stream, guys, do the mango way, do the stress-free way, do it the easy way, do it the breezy way.
In your songs, I never wanna let you down. I never wanna let you go. Getting tired.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid. Bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right? Wrong.
Kuna
When the world turns its
Matata.
back on you, you turn your back on them.
Well, that's not what I was told.
And maybe you need a new lesson.